Ho ho ho. Drawing time. It's time to draw. Ho ho ho. Welcome to the stream, guys. Alright. Okay. Streamer moment. Time to stream. Streamer, guys. Wow. I'm gonna hope and pray I have some form of energy to give today. Doing a little stream, doing a little short stream, little tiny little itty bitty stream. We're not doing a big stream today, we're doing a little small one. I wish I could turn up the sensitivity of this microphone. I feel like if I had more sensitivity on this microphone, it'd make my voice more clear when I'm talking. But this microphone is really directional. The second I stop looking at it and start looking at my canvas to draw instead, you can't hear anything I'm saying anymore. Or like, it just goes really quiet. I've got to just be talking directly into the microphone to be able to have anyone hear what I'm saying. But then again, if I turned up the sensitivity, you'd be able to just hear every single time I scratch my drawing tablet. So, you got the good and the bad. There's pros and cons with it. But oh well. We'll live, we'll power through, we'll get there. We stay hungry, we devour. How are you guys doing? Hope you're doing alright. I hope everything has been wonderful. And Charlie has noticed that I'm streaming now, and he has decided to make it my problem. Why are you meowing, Charlie? Why do you attack things the second I press live? Do you not like me streaming? I don't think he likes me streaming. Let's do that bad. I got my coffee. Actually, I have no idea where he is right now. He was in here a second ago just meowing his ass off, and now he's gone. Got Schrodinger's Charlie over here. But yeah, we're gonna start with a drawing soon. I'm just kind of mentally preparing myself right now to get ready for the stream. I normally like put the starting screen on for a while before I start streaming anything, but I've decided today I just kind of want to go straight into it. I just want to go raw, you know? But let's mentally prepare myself for the drawing a little bit more. Speaking of which, I need to find my glove and put my glove on for the drawing. I don't actually need the drawing glove when I ever start drawing. I just like to have it on. I think putting the drawing glove on before I start working on any project just gets me in the right mindset and the right mood to start drawing. You know, I feel like when I put the glove on, then it's like, okay, now it's time to draw. Now you're you have the uniform, you're dressed to draw now. Like, obviously, I don't need it. It helps, like, draw on the tablet a bit easier. It makes it so your hand glides across the tablet better, and so you don't get grease on your tablet. But at the same time, I just like to have the glove on. I can draw without the glove, but I just prefer having the glove on. It puts me in the mindset to actually start drawing. But anyway, with that, I am going to start drawing, because I've put the glove on now. Hope you're all having a nice time. I'll stop yapping and get into the drawing. Never mind, I'm gonna keep yapping. We need to charge the pen again. I don't actually think I need to charge the pen. I think it's just whenever I haven't drawn for a little while, the pen just automatically disconnects from the tablet, so I need to put it in the charge to like reconnect it. Like, I could probably start drawing now. I'm just gonna leave it for 5 minutes just so it charges more. Because I think, like, with 5 minutes of charging that stylus, it normally lasts a while. I should keep it going for a few hours, to be fair. But yeah, I'm just gonna charge the pen for a little bit. Hope you're all having a nice day. I've been having a nice day. I've been sleeping all day. So now I'm ready for the grind, the drawing grind. Nope, Charlie, why are you meowing? That was a really cute meow. What's happened? I don't know. Charlie's just decided that I'm live now and he wants to make it a problem. Yeah, I know. You don't like me being live. Okay, I found him. He's entered the room. He's just sitting next to me and pacing a bit. Where the hell is my pen? Oh, it is. Okay, time to draw. So what are we doing today, gang? We are coloring in. We're gonna color in the base of this. Looking at this, I kind of want to fix some of the proportions more, but at the same time, I feel like I've been doing it too much. I just kind of want to move off of this drawing and actually finish it, you know? I keep working on it instead of just... I keep working on it as an excuse to keep working on it, instead of just finishing it and moving on. I feel like I should be a bit faster with my drawings lately. But we'll see. We'll see how it is. Can I move this a bit more? I'm trying to like get this drawing in frame. There we go. Nice little drawing in the corner of the screen. Right on the fridge. Right on the refrigerator. Do I sound British? I don't know. I had one comment a few years ago on my YouTube channel asking what accent I have, or where I'm from, and I feel like I sound British, but I guess people just don't know. Well, that one person didn't know, and it really stuck with me, and I don't know why. Now every time I hear myself talk, I'm just like, do I sound British? Is this the consequences of someone who has grown up British, but also grown up with American content? I have no idea. Okay, so oh yeah, we were working on the hands last time. Honestly, I think these hands look fine. They could be better, but they're fine. I can always fix them while I'm coloring in. The waist, it's fine. It's like, it looks a little too long still. Like, we've got, hang on, let me just do a bit of red pencil here. We got the head here. The head's pretty big, but that's fine. We got the chest, we got the waist, and then we got the hips, and then the legs. So technically that's all fine, but she still looks kind of long. And I'm not sure why. Maybe the chest could start up here, but then it'd be like a really weird twisted pose. Because her back is facing this way. So her chest would actually have to be here, and then it'd twist. It's just kind of an uncomfortable pose. But at the same time, this is technically correct. Because her body would twist like this. I think it's just because this part of the rib comes out a bit too much. So I could fix that. Then she's kind of leaning a bit more. So I'm going to fix that really quick. And then I'm going to start in the drawings. Shouldn't take too long to fix that. I could probably just use a liquefier layer on it. Because we got the chest here. And then we got the ribs as well. The ribs poke out a bit when you like start stretching upwards, but it needs to go in as well for that silhouette. Otherwise, she's just kind of a rectangle, and you know that's it's kind of boring. Where's my liquefy tool? There we go. Whoops, that's too thin. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go through with my liquefy tool and smush these edges in a bit. Just so they start fitting where they're supposed to be. How does that look? Whoops, not that. No, that looks too thin now. Maybe the liquefy tool isn't where I want to go. Maybe I want to just redraw it properly. Whoops. Bush was a bit too thick there. No, that doesn't work either. Okay, we're gonna look like this. Again, torso stretched out. This should follow this a bit more actually. But then I'm just back where I started. I don't know. Anatomy is weird. I'm just gonna leave where it was originally. Oh, it's because I already smushed it in and then I was trying to redraw it. That's why. And also, I think this rib is a bit too low, actually. Cool. We'll do that. Alright, let's color in. Color the draw. No, wait, let's not color in. We were going to work on the sword last time, weren't we? And then we're going to color in. Alright, let's delete that guidance layer. We don't need that. Let's reduce the opacity of the main line art, just so I can see what I'm doing. Reduce the opacity of the hands as well. They can also see what I'm doing with the sword. C word. I say C word because I accidentally named it C word on my players. And I thought that was kind of funny. I'm hilarious. Ho ho ho. Anyway. I kind of don't like how long this hilt looks. It is sneeze. Oh no. I sneezed into the microphone. I'm unwell. I'm going to merge okay. Should make them pull a passive first. I'm going to merge the gauntlets with the rest of the body. Just so I can fix some stuff here. Because I am not a fan of how long this hilt looks. I don't like it. It looks weird. Looks weird. Let's change it from the elbow. Let's change from the elbow. How's that look? That looks a little weird. Don't like that. I don't want to reaching up too high for it. Don't want the arms to look too thin either. How are we looking now? I think that looks a bit better actually. Like, yeah, it makes the arm look a bit shorter and a bit more weird. I don't have anything else to say onto that. It just makes the arm look shorter and more weird. But it makes the hilt look shorter, and that's what I wanted, so I don't care. I'm going to keep that. Cool. Alright, let's work on the sword. We have the hilt there. I want to do something decorative with the hilt. I don't want the hilt to just look, well, not the hilt. I don't want the sword to look too generic. I want it to look pretty generic, but not too generic. I mean, we have the sword here. It's kind of like got wings on it. And that's pretty much the only sword design I have for it. But like, I like her character design that I've done, that she's got like a wing motif. So she's got wings up here, she's got wings down here. I don't want to add too many wing motifs because I want to keep it semi-realistic. I don't want to make her like completely over-designed. So let's add let's get the basic sword out of the way. and then we'll start working on designs for it. So I don't really need to design this part of the sword too much, because she's covering it up with her hands anyway. And the sword will be facing this way, because it's pointing towards the camera. So I need to keep that in mind. We've got a little band on the sword. I can remove it from in between the fingers. We can keep the hilt looking pretty plain. And again, the hilt is like really long, but I'm gonna end it here. And that gives it a little wiggle room. Maybe a bit more than that, actually. I'm just going to round it up a bit more. And what do I want at base? Typically swords can have a design at the end, so you can do something fun with that. Because like a common mistake I see with artists is they will tend to typically over-design things, make things way too complicated, and then by the end of your drawing, when you like start rendering it and coloring it, you will lose a lot of that detail you just spent so much time making. So I don't want to over-design this, I want to keep it pretty simple and pretty readable, because this needs to be a readable character. You need to be able to see what she's doing, and the designs can't be too complicated, especially if this is a character for a show that's going to be animated in 2D. It can't be too complicated, it needs to be visible and readable. So that's a common mistake I want to try to overcome here. Just making a design that is simple, yet still like appealing to look at. How do we go about that? I don't know. But we'll get there. Kind of just like trial and error, basically. You just gotta play around. Like, I want to incorporate these wings into the design of the sword, but at the same time, I know it wouldn't really make sense for the character because she's not like... She doesn't have custom equipment, you know? She just kind of finds these items laying around. Whether you could argue that it's destiny that she found a sword that matches her personality. You could do that, but I don't want it to be too on the nose. I mean, I say that, I've literally got a sword with an eagle head on the hilt, so it looks like this. I just drew Poopin. Poopin? No, Pun Pun. Not Poopin. I drew Goodnight Poopin. No, I drew Pun Pun on the sword. I actually read Goodnight Pun Pun. I always hear people talk about how sad it is and how it's like the saddest manga they've ever like read in their life. But when I read it, it's not actually that bad, to be honest. I thought it was like, okay. Oh no, Charlie, what are you doing? Get away from my wires. Sorry, I had to get Charlie out of the room for a second there. He was just being a little too curious there. But yeah, it's not that sad. Well, it is sad, but it's not. It wasn't my type of thing, you know? Because you're supposed to feel sad for the main character and the other characters in the story. I don't want to spoil anything. But when I read it, I thought Pun Pun was just. Well, not, I don't know if it's Pun Pun. I think it's Pun Pun. Either way, I just thought he was such an unlikable character that anything that happened to him or people around him, it just made me angry instead of sad. I just didn't like him as a character. So I'm just like looking at Charlie now. He's still in the room and he's still very much trying to play with everything. Let me focus on drawing, please. But I actually just can't concentrate on this now. Just one moment. Okay, now we can focus. Take a sip of coffee. Okay. What am I doing about this tilt? I kind of want a spiral pattern on here as well. I think that'd be cool. Needs to be this way. I don't know what this is. Is it the thumb? I think it's the thumb because I never managed to draw the thumb properly last time. Yeah, it would be. Finger, 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 thumb. Thumb would go this. Yeah, so the thumb would just go under here. And it wouldn't be too consequential. Right, I'm gonna make a new layer here just so I can start experimenting with different designs I could do. Could have a face on the sword. I could just leave it, to be fair. It doesn't have to be something special, but I want it to be. Ooh, you could do like a halo pattern. That would fit into the wing motif without being overtly a wing. Do that. So like have rings on the sword. Kinda like that idea. You know what? Instead of having a halo or rings, I'm going to have like key rings on the sword. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think that would be fine. And that also helps me with some motion as well. Cool. Alright, time to actually design the sword itself. So this hilt that we had here, the guard, that was just a placeholder. We can change that now. It's looking very 2D, it's very flat. We don't want that. We want it to, like, because the sword is at an angle, it's facing towards us. We need to draw this at an angle as well. So instead of it being this flat, it would actually be like kind of like this, and the sword would stick out from this side, depending on how thick it is. And then already you can see that gives it a lot more depth and a lot more three-dimensional. So that's what we want now. Obviously, we're not going to use this design. That's just a demonstration. We can start working around that and make an actual design now. Luckily for us, we don't actually have to make a design. We have a design right here. So we can do that. I'm actually going to take inspiration from the sword I've got at home and just do that instead, because I think that looks really cool. It's the Assassin's Creed sword, so not really my own idea. Hello. Let me delete that. Oh shit. I deleted the wrong thing though. I wanted to delete that. And then want to I'm going to copy paste this just so I can keep the dimensions properly. And draw over the top of it. So this is my my guard. Could be a bit thicker. Just flip that and rotate it a bit. And then we'll have the centerpiece to make it look a bit more uniform. I want to have a head down here. No, that counts like a silk song sword. Don't need that. I'll just do another triangle. We are drawing with pixels right now. Oops. Okay, cool. That works, that's fine. And then obviously, now that we've got that, we can actually do the sword itself. First, let me just get rid of some of this. And this. And that as well. So we don't need the original hilt anymore, we can add our own. That looks pretty nice to me, although I want this little bit here to be lower down. I'm not liking how much gap there is between these. Okay. Okay, I'll just be one moment. Go back. Alrighty, we are back. Very, very short break though. Okay, so let's drill the sword. Sword should be simple. Like most of the effect from designing the sword itself will come from the rendering rather than the actual drawing itself. Or rather from the line art. Because I guess the whole thing is a drawing. A little wonky. Let's change that a bit. And then this is like a pretty basic generic sword, so don't need a ton of detail on here. Just need the effects of it being straight and having a sharp edge. A lot of thin lines on here. Just so your eye has something to follow and look at. And yeah, I am happy with that. What's on this layer? Oh, it's the last sword. We don't need that. Just erase some of the line art from behind the sword now. I don't need that anymore. Because you can't see anything that's going to be behind it. There's no point in keeping most of it. Oops, I need to delete all that. We'll rename this new folder to C for color. And then rename this one to B for base. I don't need these little doodles anymore. I should have deleted those a while ago. There's nothing in here anymore, so yeah. Okay, I'll keep that piece of hair there. I wasn't going to, but now I will. Don't need these though. They can go. Do a little bit of cleanup here and there. Some golden eyes. Yeah, I think this is turning out pretty well. Looks pretty nice so far. I'm just gonna frame it a bit better. Let's crop this. There we go. And I think we're already in a good position here. So from here, I'm going to delete this line out here that's covering her hair. Just working on a little bit of cleanup here and there now. I'm also going to make the line art on the sword a little bit bolder. Just so you can like more clearly define where the sword actually is. And I'm just gonna add the base colors in now. Whoa, that's blue. Got the skin tone. I guess the only skin that she shows is on the face, so don't need a whole lot of skin on here. Don't need a whole lot of skin. That is my sentence of the day. Who needs skin? Am I right? I'm getting hungry. Hair time. Here. That's a bit too bright. Let's go for more of a mid-tone. Oh, we want it down here as well. Just kind of treating this as a coloring in book right now. Just did all that here, but like the hair also extends down here, so there's really no point in outlining all that. Once I like get all these gaps sorted out, I can just start locking it in. Like that. Oh, we didn't do the hairpin. The hair clip. Whoops. Should have sorted that out. But it's fine, I can leave it till later. Maybe next time. So just doing big blocky strokes right now to get the base hairline in, or hair color in. And then once all this is like blocked out, we can start focusing on doing more detailed cleaning, detailed rendering and line art, coloring. I'm still talking about line art, god. Probably faster ways of doing this, but doesn't hurt to take time. Yeah, that works for me. I think that's fine. And then with the skin back... Ooh! Okay, it doesn't work. Definitely some spots I've missed. Looked a lot better when it was darker. Mainly just this area over here, which makes it stand out so much as not being coloured incorrectly. At this point, it might just be easier to block it out even more, and then use the eraser tool afterwards to define where the hair strands go. Because then at least I can get some solid colours and solid negative space where I don't want the hair. It also gives me sharper edges as well, because the eraser tool is a lot more solid and clear cut than the soft round brush I normally use. Again, it's still pretty streaky, but it's fine. There's also one technique I haven't deployed yet, which I really could and should. I can just duplicate this layer, get rid of any uneven transparencies, so that it just applies the layer to itself again. So it's basically like me just going over everything again. If I just duplicate the layer a few times, then anything that was a bit transparent will just get covered up. So like if I had any uneven patchwork in here, like this or this, where it's not properly covered up, all I have to do is just duplicate and it's fine. It doesn't work completely, but it gets most of it done. See? Cool. I'll just go over it again as well. Just make sure. Just to make sure. How's that Ray? Just for the hairstyle and the blue hair. I'm gonna color in the eyes. Just because I don't want it to look too weird. There we go. And let's color in the eyebrows as well. I'm not gonna do them on the same layer as the hair though. And then she's got a red top, so I need to do that as well. Oh, actually, before I do that, I'm going to finish the eyes. Because why not? I might as well, like, do it. Not finish them completely, just finish the base color of the eyes. Just so it's just not like Scooby-Doo eyes going on. Right, and then we want the base color of the top, which is red, like a dark red. Whoops. We'll do the trousers as well over here. Just gonna block this one all in because I might as well. And we'll do the sleeves. Don't mind colouring over the sword. The sword will be on top of everything else anyway. In terms of layers, it'll be the highest layer. Because it's in front of everything else, so I don't need to worry about it too much. Wait, oh crap, why have I done the sleeve red? I was just colouring it and realised, oh no. That doesn't need to be red. That's a sleeve. There we go, that makes more sense. And the hair does need fixing more. I want to keep it within that line art so it doesn't look as crusty. A lot of this, hair line art doesn't look great, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter too much either, because it should go away, in theory, once I start colouring in the line art anyway. So when I get to the line art layer, and I colour this all in dark blue. The hair should look a lot softer and it'll look more fine. I don't need to worry about the hair too much, especially when it comes to rendering it. Right, gauntlets and sword are next. I'll do the... They're pretty much going to be the same color because they're both going to be a metallic color. So I might as well just do them all the same color to be fair. And then work my way from there. Yeah, and then once I start adding the highlights and shines, this will look a lot better. But anyway, I think I'm gonna leave the stream here for tonight. I know it was a really short one, but I have stuff to do, and also I'm hungry. I'll be streaming... I don't think I'll be streaming tomorrow, but I will be streaming the day after. And then we will like really start rendering this in and doing a lot more to it. So, I'll see you all tomorrow. Or the day after.